It is Tuesday, and today at 9, Liverpool get their fixtures announced for the Premier League next season, and I'm ready for it. I understand we all play everyone twice. I totally get it. But I do like to know who we play on the opening day. I like to know who we play around Christmas time, because there's usually quite a couple of tough fixtures in there. And I also want to know who we play the last day of the season, because I very much need us to be at home. But we do have 2 minutes until they are officially released. I'm pretty sure we've all seen what's going around Twitter. And if that's true, the opening day of the season is actually quite vile. So we'll get to that in a minute. Before we do, make sure you're in the comments section. Tell me who you are most looking forward to getting. There is some big games that we will obviously look at. The derby, Manchester United, obviously Manchester City and Arsenal, considering those are the two that I think are going to be above Liverpool next season. Once again, I just sadly don't think we're going to win the league, but at least we can try. Hello everybody, says David. Hi. It's very early. I'm not enjoying how early this is. Hi Chloe with a French flag. France won last night in the Euros, for anyone who was bothered about that. Don't know whether you've watched it or not. Austria actually did really, really well. Probably should have got something out of that game. But we're not here for the Euros. We're here to see who Liverpool get. I'm going to be refreshing Twitter every 2 seconds. I can tell you that much. I also have my phone here to make sure that I've got the dates for all the fixtures in terms of who we have around the Champions League, because we are back in that now. So I am going to get ready for this. They should be out right about now. Let's see if Liverpool have announced them yet. They're talking about the fixtures in terms of this Premier League, but I will show you now who we have, and sadly it very much is true. Is Ipswich Town v Liverpool, and not just is it one of the furthest away days, it is also a 12:30 kickoff, which is absolutely vile. I don't know about you, what do you think about that opening day this season? Ipswich Town, I'm excited to see that it's kind of a new team. Ipswich, I was impressed with them last season, thought they were really good, but to play them opening day of the season at 12:30, Jesus Christ, what an early get up that is. Ipswich Town, says a City fan. Yeah, we'll have a look at when we face you soon. We've got 12:30, what a surprise. I thought with Jurgen Klopp leaving that, it'd kind of be the end of 12:30 kickoffs every single week. Turns out that's not the case. Liverpool have officially they've announced that the first day of the season is Ipswich. Finally, they were like a minute late, but they're here, and here we have it. The season starts on Saturday the 17th of August, 12:30 against Ipswich. We then have Brentford at home, and then the third game of the season there, as you can see, we have Manchester United, the first massive game, and it is away at Old Trafford that early on in the season. And look, we play everyone twice, we totally get that, but having that big of a game that early on in the season, let's hope Arne Slot's Liverpool are right at it from the start of the season, because that's not a place you really want to go. Oh my word, I don't like 12:30s, neither do I, especially not when it's like a 3 a.m. get up for, the travelling. It's so annoying. I'm tired of this ungodly amount of 12:30 kickoffs. Same, I'm sick and tired of it myself. Moving into September then, let's have a look. We've got Nottingham Forest at home, we've got Bournemouth at home, and then we've got Wolves away. That's 3 games, and obviously there will be more coming into that. We'll have a look at the other fixtures in other cup competitions in a second. Then going into October, we've got Palace away, Chelsea at home, followed by Arsenal away. So October, not easy there. Chelsea at home, it'll be interesting to see how they line up next season. But most importantly, Arsenal away. Liverpool had a torrid time last season at Arsenal away. Virgil van Dijk, Alisson Becker, being the big factors of that. But we came away with only 1 point from Arsenal from both our home and away games. So that very much needs to change. Going down then into November, which I could have guessed that we'd have had Manchester City in November. They love to give us November fixtures against them. I'm really, really annoyed though, because once again, we have them at home first. I don't know about you, tell me in the comments. I'm sick and tired of having Manchester City at home first. I understand we had them last season away first, and I much prefer that. Having to go to the Etihad when you're potentially in a title race and having to get 3 points is really not what you need to do. In that month, we've also got Southampton, we've got Villa, and we've got Brighton. Obviously, more tough fixtures. Everything is really, really tough. And then we get into December, and December looks... It's got some big games in there. I mean, you're going from Manchester City straight to Newcastle away. That is extremely tough. Then you've got Everton away as well. Fulham at home, Spurs away, Leicester City at home, and then West Ham United away. So once again, December, as it always is, a really tough month. But the tough month in terms of last season, I think we had Arsenal and United for sure. We had them both at home. We've got Newcastle, Everton and Spurs all away in December this season. I mean, do what you will with that. It means many away days in the absolute freezing cold. Right, let's go to January then. Oh, would you look at it? Here's Manchester United again. Manchester United at home this time on Saturday the 4th. We then play Nottingham Forest on the Tuesday, Brentford away, and then Ipswich Town at home to round off January's fixtures. I don't mind that January, aside from, Manchester United. There's tough away games, of course, but that's a January that I'm not as scared of. So I'll take that. Then going into February, we've got Bournemouth, Wolves, and Manchester City away. Newcastle United at home straight after that as well. Not easy again. Look, City away second time round is absolutely vile. I'd rather that be at home and switch the other one round. But you've got to play everyone twice, home and away, and this is the way it's fallen. We face them in February, which, I'd rather it be February than it be the likes of April or May. That's when I really, really crap myself. Hey, Chloe, hope you're well. Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you? How's everyone in the chat? I think everyone is absolutely still fuming at the fact that we've got a 12 kickoff, which I absolutely echo that as well. Moving into March then, we've got Southampton and Aston Villa. More games will probably be added to that, as we all know, because hopefully Liverpool will go deep in all competitions. Then we go into April and we've got Everton at home, mid-week fixture once again. Then we've got Fulham that weekend, West Ham at home, Leicester away, and Spurs at home. They love giving us Spurs towards the end of the season at home. I don't mind that. I reckon we have quite nice fixtures, though our May is horrid. Well, we are just getting to May right now. May, we have Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Brighton away, and Crystal Palace at home. Crystal Palace beat us last season, as we know, at home. Brighton, always a really tough side. But that Arsenal at home game, if you're in a title race and you're playing them 2 games before the end of the season, that is absolutely vile. Chelsea doesn't scare me as much, but they're still a really, really tough side. Sorry, I'm just trying to get up the rest of the fixtures that I did for us all, because we want to see when the Champions League is. What I can tell you is that the Champions League final is I think it's the... Oh no, we finish on the 25th, and I'm pretty sure it's 6 days after, so the 31st, I'm pretty sure. We will have a look right now, though. There's other Europa League fixtures for some reason. They keep coming up. We don't want them. Right, let's have a look at the UCL fixtures. Bear in mind, I'm not looking forward to any of these, because there's 8 games, I think, now instead of 6, and no one needs that. That's going into my It's going into January, that. Jesus Christ. We don't care about the first qualifying round, second qualifying rounds. We're here for the key dates is what we're here for. Yeah. Let's see what you're saying. Hope Paul is doing well. Missing him from the channel. Wishing him well. Thank you. I've not heard from him in a couple of days, but I've spoke to Steve and Chris, who speak to him quite a lot, and I think he is okay. Hopefully he will be back very, very shortly. I think he's going on holiday soon as well. So am I. I think we're both away at the same time. But after that, he'll be refreshed. He'll be ready to go for the new season, I'm pretty sure. We need a good August and September. Yeah, we do. You've got to start the season off correctly. You've got to start it, and you've got to build a foundation. We're not expecting it to be brilliant for the main reasons of Liverpool are under new management and things can happen. But Liverpool do need to, if they want any say in this title, they need to at least start well. But anyway, I have officially got the group stage matches. Let me clear this for you so you'll be able to see it. So the first match day is the 17th to the 19th of September, which is obviously the 9th. And that is, we play Liverpool v Nottingham Forest on the 14th. We then have our Champions League game on the 17th or the 19th, any of those midweek games, which is mad that we've also included the Thursday, when Thursday I thought we were over that with Europa League. We're not. And then after Nottingham Forest, it's Bournemouth. So that first match day falls quite nicely for Liverpool, if I do say so. I don't mind it being in between a Nottingham Forest at home and a Bournemouth at home. We'll absolutely take that. Then we are going to the 1st or the 2nd of October. We play Wolves on the 28th of September, and then we play Crystal Palace on the 5th of October. So once again, not that bad. We are away to Wolves, that is, and we are away to Crystal Palace, so that might change people's thoughts. But once again, not the worst two fixtures for the Champions League to fall in between. Someone's asking me if I'm optimistic about our new manager. Yeah, I've got no reason not to be. As long as he buys into the fans and gets us all on board, then I'll buy into the philosophy and absolutely everything that he gives us. So hopefully Liverpool will start well under Arne Slot. He's a boss manager, decent. Hopefully, he seems charismatic. Hopefully he can get the fans on board, and more importantly, hopefully he can win Liverpool titles. That's what I really cared about. I don't think it's going to happen next season, I won't lie to you. But someone said we had the exact same first six in 22-23 in terms of difficulty of teams and whether they're home or away. All right. Well, who knows? He's going to unleash Gakpo. I certainly hope so. He's been boss. He was boss for the Netherlands. He's been boss in the last couple of days as well. But anyway, back to this. The 22nd and the 23rd of October is our next UCL match day. And if we go to this, we play on the 19th against Chelsea at home. And then we are followed by Arsenal away. So that third match day, let's hope we get someone quite easy. Someone who I can maybe rest a couple of players, because those two fixtures in between Chelsea and Arsenal, having a Champions League fixture, oh dear God, no. That is so not okay. I'm trying to think of hard periods of Champions League plus Premier League games that we've had, but Liverpool were just so good that it's hard to actually remember when Liverpool really struggled. We obviously struggled against Atalanta last season. We don't need to bring that up anymore. Why is the Champions League on Thursday? Because there's a new format, because there's so many more games. There's 2 more match days, obviously, but also there's that many fixtures that for the first 2 games in the Champions League, I am pretty sure that there is Thursday games. So Liverpool could be put on a Thursday. It's sad, I know. I thought we were all done with Thursdays, but we're not for the first 2 match days, and I think after then it hopefully does stop, and then it is just Tuesday and Wednesday. The new format is new ridiculousness. Can we just go back to when away goals counted, because that's when I was loving the Champions League. Since then I've not been its biggest fan, to be honest, but we'll get on with that, shall we? Anyway, I'll bring up the next match day. So we're on match day 4, which is the 5th or the 6th of November. which is correct because these are now changing to that. Right, 5th and 6th of November. On the 2nd of the 11th, we've got Liverpool v Brighton at home. Then obviously in the middle of that, we then will have the Champions League game, and then followed by Liverpool v Aston Villa. So 2 home games there, 2 tough games. Brighton have had our number at home a number of times. Aston Villa getting better and better, caused us troubles. We absolutely battered them though, to be fair. We played them early on in the season, however, at Anfield. But yeah, another Champions League fixture, but at least the 2 games are at home in the Premier League, in and around that. Jumping to the 26th and the 27th then, we play Southampton away on the 23rd of the 11th, and then we play on the 30th against Manchester City. So yeah, we will have a Champions League game. Our 5th match day of the Champions League is just before Manchester City. So once again, I'm praying that we get someone fairly simple, and also a home fixture that weekend, please, so that we can, we can not rest players in the Champions League. You can't really do that, but at least the atmosphere can help us out a little bit. Agreed, basically. I assume we're talking about the format. Yeah, I do agree. It's an absolute joke. The jeopardy of away goals was better, but feels like there's been more goals since it's gone. Yeah, that's probably the case, but I still always loved the fact that you could be, 1-0 down and all of a sudden you'd score in the 89th minute and not all was lost. You'd actually be winning and the other team would have to score. I thought there was more jeopardy in that, in terms of I would always love playing the away leg first, because I like, if you could go and nick a goal and you come home to Anfield, I just backed Liverpool so much more. I loved going away first, which is why when we faced City at home and we beat them 3-0, before that game I was slightly worried, because having to go to the Etihad and try and get a goal if you really needed it, that's a bit of a struggle. But to get the away fixture out the way first was always my the thing I wanted the most. I mean, you saw, I think it was Bayern, where Kimmich absolutely celebrates a 0-0 at Anfield. And I remember thinking after it, lad, a 0-0 away when away goals count is not a good result for you. It was never seen that. Someone said strong eyebrow game. Thank you so much. Thank you. I work hard on my eyebrows. They are... yeah, really important. Thank you. I only got them done last week. Really do appreciate that. On the bright side, our youth players and fringe players have more games to show their worth. They do. That is correct. In fact, right now, I'm going to try and get up when the FA Cup happens. Obviously, the problem we do have is that the Carabao Cup, I don't think anything's been released on the Carabao Cup. And I'm not 100% sure why that is the case. But we'll soon find out. Let me have a look if this comes up for us. Here we are. Let's have a look. No, once again, they just keeps showing me the wrong dates, and that's not what we want. Key dates. We will finish the Champions League, by the way. We're obviously into December now. And by the way, usually this is where the Champions League would finish in terms of, your group stage. But instead, we've got many more months to go. So on the 10th and the 11th of December, we will play a game. If we go to that, we've got Everton away on the 7th of December, and then that's followed by Liverpool v Fulham. So once again, it could have been worse. It could have been in between Newcastle and Everton, which I'd have hated absolutely loads more. But for us to be playing Fulham away as the second game, that is not too bad. Obviously, at Everton away is absolutely vile. We've then got the 21st and the 22nd of January 2025. So on the 18th, we play Brentford away. And then on the 25th, we play Ipswich Town at home. So that one isn't that bad. And then to round off the group stage, we've got the 29th of January, which we have on the on the 25th of January, we have Ipswich, like we said earlier. And then on the 1st of February, we have Bournemouth away. So once again, that one doesn't feel that bad. There is a massive, massive gap from the match day 6 to the match day 8, but Liverpool will just have to get on with that. But here we are. We'll have a look what we can do. I don't know how many points people should be aiming for in this new format. Like, if I had a clue of how many Liverpool needed to aim for to get out and into the next rounds, it'd make it a little bit easier to kind of talk about these fixtures, but we ain't got a clue because I don't know how this new format works, really. It just seems a load of crap. Anyway, there is a knockout round playoffs, which I'm hoping Liverpool do not have to play, but if they do, that is the 11th and the 12th and the 18th and the 19th of February. So the 11th and the 12th, it's between Bournemouth and Liverpool and Wolves, and then the 18th and the 19th is between Liverpool and Wolves and Manchester City and Liverpool. So we cannot be in that knockout round, to be perfectly honest, because we have Manchester City, and I'm very much hoping that Liverpool have a week's break to sort that Etihad run out, because we all know we don't go to the Etihad and win games of football. That's just not what Liverpool do. So we really do need to go and hopefully have a week's break to sort ourselves out for that game. Do you reckon if the format stayed the same, would you think that Klopp would have stayed? No, I think he was completely and utterly done, to be perfectly honest. That's just how it is. Anyway, rounds of 16 then is the 4th and the 5th and the 11th and the 12th of March. So we'll go to the next ones, which is the 26th of the 2nd, we play Newcastle United at home. And then the 8th of the 3rd is Liverpool v Southampton at home. So two home games in and around that round of 16. Absolutely sound with that. Obviously, Newcastle's not easy, but at home, hopefully Liverpool could get the job done. Then you go into your quarterfinals, which is the 8th and the 9th and the 15th and the 16th of April. So let's go to the 4th month. What did I say? The 8th and 9th. So we play Fulham away, and then we play West Ham at home for that first leg. Then the second leg, it's obviously West Ham at home, and it's Leicester City away. Do not mind that either. The quarterfinals, I'm happy with where they're placed in the fixtures. The semi-finals then are the 29th and the 30th and the 6th and the 7th of May. So the 29th and the 30th, I'm just doing the maths in my head here. We've got, Liverpool v Spurs on the 26th, and then we've got Chelsea v Liverpool. So the semi-final first leg falls between two really tough fixtures. Once again, though, every other team's going to have this. Then the second leg of the semi-finals is the 6th and the 7th of May. That'll be between Chelsea and Arsenal. If Liverpool do well and get to the later stages of the Champions League, there are some tough run-ins, especially if they're in a title race as well. And finally, the final is on the 31st of May, which is 6 days after the season does end, with a home game against Liverpool. And Joe will tell you behind the camera, the most important thing I wanted, and I always want, is a home game last day of the season, because even though I don't think we're going to win the league, it would pain me so much if Liverpool did win the league and the last game wasn't at home, because I want to celebrate it with 60,000 people inside the stadium. That's what I want to do. So thankfully, Liverpool do have a home game for the end of the season. Now, that was all of the Champions League fixtures. The FA Cup schedule, we really don't care about a lot of them until you really get to the quarterfinals, the semi-finals and the final. The final is on the 17th of May, which will fall in between our last two games, which will be Brighton and then Crystal Palace. No, that's an absolute lie. It's between, that'll all have to move actually. If we reach the final of the FA Cup, that is May 17th and we're supposed to play May 18th. So that would have to change. So that would mess our schedule up, which means a midweek would have to happen. And I don't know how that happens really, because the FA Cup, wasn't that like after the season last season? Was the FA Cup the last game to be played, aside from the Champions League? No English team was in that. Can anyone Remember, I'm pretty sure Manchester United played after we all finished. They obviously sadly did win it. So May 17th is actually really quite an early date for the FA Cup to be there. Anyway, we'll have a look at the semi-final, which is April the 26th, which Liverpool also apparently play Spurs that game. So getting to the latter stages of the FA Cup might not be brilliant for Liverpool. It'd be great to win a trophy, don't get me wrong, but having all of these games moved and having them to be midweeks when it feels like there's more games than ever before, that's a little bit of a worry. They're changing it back to the second to last weekend, like our final in 2022, right? Well, that doesn't help us. I'm not going to lie to you. It doesn't help us in any way, shape or form. But then I suppose where else could they put it? Because the Champions League is 6 days after the season finishes. It's all extremely early and yet late at the same time because there's so many fixtures. The FA Cup is always the final domestic game of the season. Yeah, it's not this season. That's before the final game of the season, and we all know what it was like. It was great to get to be in all 4 trophies in 2022, but my word, did it also kill us at the same time. Yes, it was after the season. I did think it was. Anyway, the quarterfinal is also in March, which will be the 29th, which actually Liverpool, the last fixture that I'm seeing here in the Premier League is the 15th of the 3rd, and that's Villa. So that looks like a week that is designated to either have off or all of our fixtures are going to be crunched into it again. So here we go again. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I can't show you anything on the Carabao Cup. I really do apologise, but I just can't because basically they've gave us no info, and that is the first cup, which is strange, but they've gave absolutely nothing. The final is usually around February, I want to say, if I remember correctly. We won it literally this year. Do I remember when I was at Wembley? No, I really don't. I'm guessing it was around February. Anyway, we'll have another look at the fixtures. Manchester United is the 3rd game into the season, Saturday the 31st. That is obviously at Old Trafford. We'll carry on. Chelsea, I'll do the kind of big sixes around up. Chelsea, we play on Saturday the 19th of October, followed by Arsenal away on Saturday the 26th. Going into November, we've got 2 big games. We've got Aston Villa at home on Saturday the 9th, and then we also have Manchester City at home on Saturday the 30th of November. Then going into our Christmas run-in, we've got Newcastle United on Wednesday the 4th, then we've got Everton away on Saturday the 7th. We've also got Spurs on Saturday the 21st, and they're the 3 big games out of December. Going into January, we are welcomed by Manchester United at Anfield on Saturday the 4th. And to be fair, that is the hardest game by quite a distance. I'm saying that. I'm going to touch wood because we all know what Liverpool are like. We always do it the hard way. We always make it a bit harder for ourselves. But Manchester United is the standout game in January. Then in February, my computer's just had a bit of a nightmare. February, we have Manchester City once again, Saturday the 22nd away, and then we are at home against Newcastle United on Wednesday the 26th. So 2 big games in February. In March, the 2 games that are scheduled right now are Southampton at home and Aston Villa away. Then we go into a busy April in which we've got Everton at home on the Wednesday the 2nd, and then on the Saturday the 26th we have Spurs at home as well, and they're the 2 big games from April. And finally, our last 4 games of the Premier League season, starting off with Chelsea away on Saturday the 3rd, followed by Arsenal at home on Saturday the 10th. Then we go to the Amex Stadium where we face Brighton on Sunday the 18th, and to round it all off, we are at home against Crystal Palace on Sunday the 25th. Now, before I do go, is there any games there or run of fixtures there that you are really, really not looking forward to? How do you think Liverpool are going to start off? We could do predictions all we want, but I don't know the team. Like, I don't know who we're starting. I don't know who we're signing. So I'd like to predict it a little bit later on. But if Liverpool could start with 9 from 9 in the first month, that means beating Ipswich Town away, beating Brentford and beating Manchester United. That'd put us on a great little start. Pre-season, we have 3 games listed: Real Betis, Arsenal, Manchester United. Yeah, we do. I'm away for all 3 of them. It's a delightful time for me. Yeah, pre-season's just not for me. I don't really care for it. I'll watch it, but I don't care for it. It means none. I mean, that's to me anyway. Do you know if our pre-season fixtures have been announced yet? It was Real Betis, it was Man United, it was also Arsenal. In fact, I'll get you up exactly when we play them for you as well, because why not? And I've put LFC and it's just instantly directed me to something that's nothing to do with that. We play Real Betis on the 27th of July. For anyone in the UK, that is apparently a hot... Oh no, none of these have actually been picked. I'm saying at 12:30 kickoff. Lies, because these haven't been set yet. Anyway, we play Real Betis on the 27th of July, then we play Arsenal on the 1st of August, and then we play Manchester United on the 4th of August, and they are our pre-season fixtures. Makes me sick. Makes me sick. Sorry, missed that out. Hopefully we're in a title run and win it against Arsenal. I would love nothing more. Absolutely nothing more. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Hopefully the Reds have a lovely little season there. Hopefully we pick up as many trophies as possible, and hopefully we win the Premier League. I mean, it's not going to happen, but we can all have dreams, and let's hope that Arne Slot takes us on a boss little journey this season. Looking forward to it, and until the next one, up the Reds.